In this tutorial we're going to look at the all-way grading. All-way grading is when we want to grade the field so that we don't have any water standing in the middle of the field. After grading, all the water runs to the edges of the field. So on the left here we need a type called allway, and what we specify is a minimum and maximum grade. Now the minimum grades, it can run in any direction, and as long as the water flows to the edge we're happy. We'll also put some smoothing on as well. You see here we've already set up a section. We're ignoring this bit on the western side here. So click on grading, triangle based, and it goes through its thing. Right, so we've got a result here, and what if we have a quick look at it? Have a look down in this bottom right hand corner. It's not really what we wanted the thing to do. We really wanted the water to flow out from there to here. The algorithm's sent the water the other way and back down again. Also around the edges, we've still got water flowing out of the eastern edge here. Now in this case we don't want that to happen. We want to block that water flowing along the western edge. So EasyGrade's got a couple of structures we can use in parallel with the all-way grading, and these are under the outlets menu. So click on outlets. There's a thing called a stop bank. So what that does, that stops the water flowing out. So what I'll just show you, we'll put a stop bank along mainly just this section here and there. So click on the insert button there. Now you go back onto the screen and left click and then move, and like a lot of the drains etc, we draw in an alignment for it. Once we're finished, click the enter key. It asks for a width. In this case it's 100 feet, so we'll just accept that. Click OK. So what this means, water can't flow through that structure. Now it's important too that the edge of the triangulated job is contained within that area. Now you can click on these grip points and move them. So you can lengthen it, shorten it. You can also click on these grip points here and widen it if there's a bit missing. So this should do what we want. So click on grading, triangle based. And again, it runs through its thing, and we don't need to see all this, so I'll see you at the end of this. Okay, what I've done here, after we put the stop bank in on the other side, there was a little bit at the bottom here that wasn't quite right, and we'll just zoom it up. I'll just show you what I did. I've added another stop bank along the bottom here to stop the water which was flowing out through that edge. So we put a stop bank in here along that section, but what's important, if you have a look at here, we still want the water to be able to flow somewhere. So when you put this stop bank in, make sure you don't take it down past that end there, because then that stops the water flowing through that edge as well. So just make sure that's just above there, and the water can flow down that edge and out. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to I'll just turn these off, turn the drainage lines off, turn the triangles off. Right, now if we look at this section here, we want to force the water from this area to flow down through this gully. So what we've got here, we've got a thing called an outlet. So click on outlets, click on insert. You might just do this on the natural surface. You can design on any surface, it doesn't matter. So click on insert, an outlet, left click, and really straight line, right? And left click again, just hit the enter key to finish, outlet width, I'll just call this 50 feet. Okay, so that's drawn in a structure for us. And so when we do the all-way grading, we're going to want the water to flow down, force it down through this structure. Before we do that, there's one other thing we need to do. There's a thing called grid. Click on grid, and that takes the existing points out on the surface and puts new points in along this outlet. Makes the points form better. It helps us helps the algorithm. So just zoom up a little bit there and have a look at what we've done. Okay, so we see here it's just going to be we also need to click on parameters as well. Click on parameters. You really should have clicked the parameters before we did the grid, but that only applies to the V or the box outlet. If we did the box outlet, it'll put an extra couple of points in there. Yeah, so we wanted a V outlet. We've got a minimum grade and a maximum grade. You can set your own values there, or you can smooth the base. So just click OK, we'll accept those. Now simply click on grading, triangle based again. So what it does now, it's still taking account of the stop banks on the edge, and it's also got a best fit line through the outlet. And zoom up that part of it, have a look at what we've got. So you can see the water now is flowing, it's forcing it down through here. What you can do too, you can specify the outlet height here. We just did a line of best fit basically, but we can specify an outlet height, so you could force it lower if you want a minimum, to force a minimum grade along there. Let's have a look at the inlet. Sometimes you get a little bump there. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of a bump there where it's sort of coming down there and then it falls into that. Now what you might want to do, you might want to force the inlet height up a little bit to match the surface. So if you just move your mouse up here, the height there is 888.47 and here it's 888.3. So let's go back to, what is it, 888.47. So let's go back to outlets, click on parameters, tick inlet height and put 888.47. Go OK. Go back to grading, run the triangle based grading again. And zoom up that part of it again. Yeah, it hasn't made a lot of difference, but I think that's because we're still letting it put a maximum grade. We'll change the maximum grade a little bit. Click on outlets, parameters, so the maximum grade, make that, what was the grade in there? 2.5%. Just make that maximum grade. Maybe that make it 1%. Again, grading, triangle based. Yeah, so you can see it's better. You can play with that to achieve the result you require. That may be good enough for what we need. Probably nice if it sort of did that, I guess, but it's not too bad. Now we can have more than one outlet in the job. Let's have a look anywhere else we need one. All the water's flowing through there, but we might just to show you we can have more than one. I'll just put another one in. I don't think we really need one. Click insert. You can put one there. straight into the guts of that thing. And yeah, 50. And go to the parameters. We'll make a box outlet this time, width of, well, I don't know, 10. Okay. This is just how quick we can do this grading, triangle based. Oh, so what that did. Okay, we forgot to grid it, so you'll get that message. So click on outlets, grid. If you look at this one, we'll have a extra points where we've got the box in the middle. Now click on grading, triangle based. Okay, if we zoom that part of up, we managed to get an area in there where we've put a flat, it's basically a flat drain. Instead done the best fit for us, nice and simple. I hope that helps with you designing some all-way paddocks. Great, thank you.